The Copa America has always been an exciting competition, but this year it is even more unpredictable than usual. With big teams looking out of it and a rise in talent for unexpected nations, no one really knows what's going to happen. So I've put together a guide and predictions of all the teams in the competition, and I hope you enjoy it and I hope you find it useful for the competition. Hi everyone, I'm Ghost Masala and welcome to sort of like an analysis video. I did a few for the World Cup as well. So if you like this prediction, make sure to leave a comment about your predictions as well after the video is done, and yeah, you can subscribe as well if you want to. And a bit more about the prediction, I'll talk about each team in group order, discussing their best players and predicting where they'll finish in the competition. And yeah, hopefully I haven't made any mistakes with how the tournament can work, but I don't think I have. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So firstly we have Brazil, the fallen giant, and although Brazil did win the Copa America in 2007, which is more recent than Argentina and Colombia, it has been possibly the worst period in Brazil's history. In the last tournament they crashed out in the group stage. They only reached the quarterfinals in the tournament before that, and of course we can't forget the 2014 World Cup and the disaster against Germany. However, they have been named favourites for the competition. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do. So their legend is Dani Alves, the last remaining player from the 2007 victory. Their star is Neymar, and will he be able to capture his 2014 World Cup form? And their prospect is Eder Militao, a defender who recently joined Real Madrid. And my prediction for them is that they will reach the final. I'm still a bit sceptical about Brazil's team, but I think they will go far, but not quite all the way. So next we have Bolivia, and they're not the strongest because Bolivia have never really been known for their football prowess. Although they did win a Copa America in 1963, the altitude of the country of Bolivia played a huge part because the tournament was hosted in Bolivia, and of course they're more used to the altitude there. But don't write them off, they have surprised teams in the past and they've got to the quarterfinals in the past as well, so yeah, don't write them off. Their legend is Marcelo Moreno. He's played at the top level in Germany, Brazil and England. Their star is Alejandro Chumacero. He won the Bolivian Championship 4 times and he now plays in Mexico. And their prospect is Luis Ajín. He plays for the same club as Chumacero, and he's already been capped 12 times at the age of 21. And my prediction for them is they will reach the group stage. Sorry Bolivia, but I don't see you getting out of the group. Next we have Venezuela, and could this be a possible first victory for them? Well, Venezuela have never won the Copa America, the only South American team to never have done this, as well as Ecuador. They've never won it either. However, a recent rise of talent alongside big teams collapsing could mean that Venezuela finally have a chance at the trophy. This might be their year. And their legend is Tomas Rincon. He helped Venezuela to 4th place in the 2011 Copa America. Their star is Josef Martinez. He broke MLS scoring records back in 2018, and their prospect is Wilka Fariñez, a goalkeeper who starts for one of Colombia's best teams already. He's only 21. It's rare to see a goalkeeper that young. And my prediction for them is they'll get to the semi-finals. Not quite enough quality to win this time, but yeah, they'll definitely go far. And team is Peru, the dark horse of the competition, as they were in the World Cup. And after a decent World Cup performance, they didn't get out of the groups, but they did do well. Peru will be looking to improve on semi-final finishes in recent tournaments. However, a very talented attack is not quite matched by the rest of the team. Their legend is Paulo Guerrero, Peru's all-time top goal scorer. Their star is Raul Ruidiaz, and he caused controversy with a handball goal in the last tournament back in 2016. And the prospect is Marcos Lopez, and I'm not sure if he will make the final squad, but he plays in America with San Jose Earthquakes. And my prediction for them is that they'll get to the quarterfinals. You can expect a lot of goals from Peru though. And next we have Argentina, and they've had 26 years of hurt. They have won 14 Copa Americas, which is one less than Uruguay, who've won the most, but they have won nothing at all since 1991. No World Cups, no Copa Americas, nothing. And with an ageing team, this could be the last chance for some of their stars to win. And although there is a tournament next year, so that's sort of not true. But anyway, so their legend is Angel Di Maria. This would be messy, but I can't have two people in the same one. And he's played in every tournament since 2010. Their star is Lionel Messi, and do I really need to explain this one? And their prospect is Juan Foyt. He won man of the match in a November friendly versus Mexico. Prediction is my prediction for them is that they'll get to the semi-finals. However, if Icardi or Aguero or Dybala find form, then expect much more from Argentina. Colombia, the golden generation's best chance. 5 years after Colombia shone at the 2014 World Cup, a mix of old stars and most importantly a new defence seems like it could pose a serious threat in this year's tournament. Their legend is Radamel Falcao. Injury hurt the majority of his career, but he still poses a threat up front. Their star is James Rodriguez, of course the top scorer in 2014 World Cup, and the prospect is John Lucumi, the only under 21 player chosen in the tournament for Colombia. So I mean, I have to put him in this slot because I'm only choosing under 21 players for the prospect section. And my prediction for them is that they'll win the tournament. Maybe this is a bit of a bad choice, but as I always say, you need to have some dodgy predictions, and this is definitely not the worst one. So look forward to worse predictions later in the video. And next we have Paraguay, the 2010 legacy. And Paraguayan clubs have had a resurgence in the Copa Libertadores recently, which is the South American Champions League, for those who don't know, with teams led by the heroes of the 2010 World Cup. Can a new team take inspiration from this and lead Paraguay to glory? And the legend is Oscar Cardozo. He was top scorer in both the Europa League and Portugal at points in his career, and he's the oldest player in the team after Roque Santa Cruz dropped out. Their star is Miguel Almiron. He's coming back off an injury, so his ability may be affected a little bit. Their prospect is Christian Paredes. He's following in Almiron's MLS footsteps. And my prediction for them is that they won't get out of the group, unfortunately, which is a bit controversial, but I just don't think Paraguay have enough to get out of the group. But yeah. Next we have Qatar, the new football powerhouse. This title may seem a bit strange, but honestly it's true. After a very convincing Asian Cup win in January, it's really time for Qatar to prove themselves. I actually made a video about Qatar not too long ago explaining why they could be one of the next world powers in football, so go and click on that video in the top right hand corner if you're interested. And their legend is Hassan Al Khaidos. He has 116 caps for Qatar despite it being only 28. Their star is Almoez Ali. He was in insane form in the Asian Cup, scoring 9 goals, and their prospect is Bassam Al-Rawi. Both him and Ali come from different countries, but they're the only players who do in the squad, so they only have 2 out of 23 players who don't come from Qatar. My prediction for them is that they'll get to the quarterfinals, but Qatar will surprise people, and again, still not the worst prediction, it's still coming. Uruguay. Yeah, next Uruguay. The next generation. So Uruguay have a very interesting squad with a mix of old legend and a very strong young contingent. Wouldn't be too strange to predict them as winners. I haven't though. Their legend is of course Diego Godin. He's a true leader. He always reinvigorates the team when they are struggling. Their star is Luis Suarez, a controversial figure who can still score quite a lot of goals, and their prospect is Federico Valverde, a young midfielder who plays for Real Madrid. And my prediction for them is that they'll reach the quarterfinals. They could definitely go further though. I would not be surprised if that was the case. And Ecuador, and unfortunately I've given them the title that they will be taking part, mainly because they are the biggest underdog in the tournament, with a few outstanding players amongst a mainly South American based team. And can they do a Leicester though? It could happen. Maybe it could happen. It's possible. So their legend is Antonio Valencia. He played in the 2006 World Cup. He's one of the few players to still be around from them who are playing in this tournament. Their star is Angel Mena. He's the top scorer in Liga MX this season. And the prospect is, there aren't any prospects for Ecuador because there are no under 21 players in the squad, and that's the criteria I was looking at for this section. And my prediction for them is that they won't get out of the group. They do have some talented players, but I don't see them getting out of the group, as I just said. So, last two. Come on, I can make the video quick. Japan. So, yeah, this is like an Asian Cup Part 2. Japan had a disappointing Asian Cup final performance against Qatar. Japan's aim in this tournament will be to outperform Qatar at all costs to show that they are the better team in. Asia. With recent wins against Uruguay and Colombia, as well as a recent draw against Colombia as well, could Japan do well in the competition? So their legend is Shinji Kagawa. He was recently made captain in the last friendly. Whether he'll stay captain is yet to be seen. Their star is Shoya Nakajima. He moved to Al Dahil for 35 million in the winter, and their prospect is Takahiro Tomiyasu, and he is already a fixture in the starting lineup despite being only 20 years old and a centre back. And my prediction for them is that they'll reach the quarterfinals. The Japan squad is a bit weaker than it was last year though. So next, finally, we have Chile, and their aim is going to be to win 3 Copa America titles in a row. And after winning the last 2 Copa Americas, you would think that Chile are favourites. However, you could say that this is one of the weakest Chile teams in a very long time. A large part of the 2016 team no longer play for the national team, and there's been a lack of new talent coming through, and of course they didn't qualify for the 2018 World Cup. It's really not looking good for Chile. However, some legends of course do still remain. So we have their legend is Gary Medel. He's Chile's 3rd most capped player of all time. Their star is Arturo Vidal. He retired and then unretired back in 2018 when they failed to qualify for the World Cup, but he will be starring in this tournament. Sanchez probably won't get picked, and the prospect is Ivan Morales. He's only 19, but he already starts for Colo Colo, a big team in the Chilean league. And my prediction for them is that they, unfortunately, this is the worst one, it was coming, they won't get out of the group stages. Yeah, this is the most controversial one. You can tear me apart in the comments if you want. Yeah, anyway, moving on to the outro. Thanks for watching everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave your predictions and comments about the video in the comment section. Of course, I probably will be making another video before I go, but just in case I don't, I will not be here for the next week beginning on Monday. I might not even be able to answer comments most of the time, so just keep that in mind. I won't be making videos, and if someone asks where I am, of course, just tell them that if you've watched this. But yeah, I guess that's all I've got to say. Thanks for watching. I do have lots of videos like this as well, so go and check them out. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.